Hey everyone, NovaDESTRUCTZero here. Just getting this new week of Cosmic Crucible started, and just want to kind of quickly go through who I have this week and my competition, and then we'll roll through some attacks. I have on deck Xeno, and we'll just take a quick look at where Xeno ranks. And he is third in my block, and he has a TCP of 98.8 million and a STP of 3.5. He has that golden APOC. It's looking nice. Alright, and real quick we'll just take a look at my stats. I'm sitting around 89 and his STP of 3.4. Alright. And now let's get into the defense. So for defense in room 1 this week, I am going with a more traditional counter for this season, and that's Extreme Rogue. I was experimenting splitting up the X-Men powers into 2 different teams and decided I didn't want to do that this week. I wanted to get the most out of one room that I could. So, like I said, I just wanted to go ahead and throw down the gauntlet a little bit with the X-Men and consolidate power into one room. Hopefully I can draw something good or get a win. And in stage 2 there, got your obligatory Spider Society. Of course, hoping to draw some of that power away. APOC, Hive Mind, Scroll Hive Mind, there's I guess you can counter with Spider Society as well, and I think somebody also countered with POV and I think Hive Mind, but those are far less secure and high RNG heavy. Let's see what we can pull out of that room. In room 3, we have I went with a sub 6 Sinister 6 combo last season. Worked well for me last season in certain rooms, but I mixed it up a little bit because last season you had the symbiotes, who of course doubled as Superior 6. So I was able to get a few wins last season with some interesting mixes of rooms. But since symbiotes don't act as Superior 6 in this particular season, I had to basically sell out and go put all my Superior 6 on the 2 rooms that I decided to go with, so that I get the most out of my Sinister 6 combos here. And so, bring me to room 3. Let's give it a little talk. So, room 3, I have, let's go ahead and pull this up, make it a little bit bigger. Room 3, I have Sinister 6 Shocker there, and that's important, of course, because on turn, if character has taunt, gain offensive up, and we know that sub 6 and with Spider Slayer usually gets that offense up just as well. However, I am using Spider Slayer in room 5, so I went ahead and brought in Shocker, which is going to do a couple of things that people are not going to be used to seeing. Which is, once Dr. Octopus summons, because Shocker is already there, he will not summon Shocker. And because Vulture is already there, he most likely won't summon Vulture as well. If I'm not mistaken, let's go ahead and pull this up just so I'm, not misspeaking. Let's go take a quick look. Let's get out of here. Take a quick look and pull up And probably could have did that from the other screen actually. But anyway, so it says it's going to pull up, summon. It's going to summon Shocker, Vulture, then Rhino. So I'm expecting to get Rhino to summon, which, you know, isn't like groundbreaking, but it's enough to throw, hopefully, my opponents off if it gets to that point. Depends on what he brings in, what he or she brings in. You know, if they're going to bring in Cabal, it's just going to wipe it all anyway. If they're going to bring in APOC or Sus, most likely it's going to wipe it all anyway. However, you know, with your standard counters that will take a little bit longer, like Masters of Evil, you know, hoping that throws enough of a wrench in there, because, you know, Rhino, let's go back, take a look at Rhino over here. We're gonna have to see his whole kit. There you go. Yeah, and so, and like I said, I don't know if it's gonna play out that way. I'm pretty sure that it means only on spawn, not on summon. But hopefully he's gonna bring in some extra defense with him when he comes, and if he's able to get off any of his taunts, you know, it could mess up, you know, the timing of my opponent, and hopefully just mix it up a little bit so that maybe the rest of the team can continue to get off and, you know, continue to pull up defense again. Continue to, you know, do what they do. You know, you got Green Goblin and Octopus, and hopefully by that time, you know, maybe they'll heal up the team, and you know, just continue to drag it out a little bit, cost my opponent some efficiency points. You know, so we'll see how that goes this week. Just wanted to try something new, but because it is, you know, even a partial superior 6, I think that my opponents are going to have to respect it with something decent and bring a good team in here to counter it. Alright, and we'll just skip to 5 and come back to 4. So, you know, on the other half of my Superior 6, Sinister 6 combo here, I have the 2 Superior 6 members here with Lizard and Spider Slayer. So, if you take a quick look, of course, with that, you have Mysterio able to prevent enemies from gaining immunity, which, of course, you know, hopefully, you know, somebody's not remembering that and be able to stop them cold and be able to get some good hits in, and some negative effects that maybe the opponent's not expecting. All right, and let's go. Now let's talk about Rhino in this room. In this room, all characters are blind, of course. Lower that character speed by 5% and armor by 25%, and then ultimate abilities cause blind. Well, of course, we all know what Rhino does. And Rhino on blind clears the blind and one random negative effect from self and each ally. Then fills the speed bar for himself 100%, which is good because we just looked through his kit and saw that, of course, he has a couple of, you know, as especially as the ultimate, which can draw a taunt, which hopefully can, you know, just tie up my opponent a little bit longer along with Lizard's taunt. so that Quicksilver can do some work, and Spider Slayer, who brings a lot of offense. Just like I said, with these two rooms, just hoping to get my opponents off balance, and with this team, if I was looking to attack this room, I'm looking at Quicksilver, and I'm looking at Lizard with the taunt. Pretty, decently speedy team. I would certainly spend more time respecting, of course, this team, and hopefully bring something in that could make sure I can get it done. However, this season's really highly offense heavy, so a lot of it's been about efficiency. And so I am not looking to stop or stall worth or stonewall anybody, but hopefully I can get a few more points of efficiency. And if I can do my job on offense, then hopefully that can turn into a win. All right, let's go back for a second. In 4, I have Out of Time in Dorm, and without Cosmic Ghost Rider. And just so a lot of the counters on the counter spreadsheet, there's a lot of counters that aren't on that spreadsheet. And I've been meaning to get myself to to send some of my battles over to the counter spreadsheet team, and so that it gets on there. I mean, there's no counters on it for Unlimited X full team, for example, which I've seen like at least 3 times this season. And so I don't know. There's just some very basic basic counters that are just not on the spreadsheet, and I don't know if they're just making it like, well, it's Unlimited X, you're gonna bring in Masters of Evil. I mean, of course everybody knows that, and we're just not gonna put it on there. But I'd like to side on that. There may be people who previously didn't care about Cosmic Crucible, never really put that much into it, because I was one of those people for sure. That may not know that Masters of Evil countered Unlimited X when Unlimited X came back and came out and whatnot, and so but on the counter spreadsheet, my point is that Out of Time, there's a lot of counters for Out of Time minus Starbrand. Now I get Cosmic Ghost Rider packs a wallop on offense with his special, and he moves faster than Starbrand. So I get why people would want to drop Starbrand. But on defense, especially this season, we're looking to get some more efficiency points, and I've had far more success with Starbrand on and Cosmic Ghost Rider out in room 4 with I was running with Quicksilver for a while, and I got some pretty good stops in probably the first 3 weeks, and I guess people got wise and spreadsheet and all that, but it still remains the fact that Starbrand, when he's on the team on spawn, applies immunity to the entire Out of Time team. So he starts out with immunity. That being said, if somebody's mirror matching and able to flip, that can turn into disrupt, of course, and that's not necessarily great. But if I'm going to start a match, especially when safeguard, to the team, let's see here. And okay, I just wanted to double check. So that was just in raids, but anyway. So unless with safeguard, of course, you can hold on to it, hold on to your immunity. So like I said, on spawn, I'd just rather go with immunity, having it, knowing I have it, rather than anticipate what my opponent's counter is going to be and whether or not they're going to bring somebody that can flip it. Starbrand does do that, but on top of that, he also has some pretty powerful specials. The additional hit he puts in is pretty good. He also adds the 30% drain. So I don't know, a lot of time, people are thinking about that, but when you get rid of Starbrand, you get rid of that 30% drain, which is the sustainability of your team, and it's on defense. So it seems like a no-brainer for defense for me, but like I said, everybody has a different philosophy. So I have also, with Starbrand, the increase in the crit chance. I mean, like I said, Starbrand is not a pushover character. He's not like, I don't know, Scarlet Witch, who we all know we're gonna drop, or Doctor Strange. Starbrand is a pretty decent character. But that will remain to be seen. Let's see what happens this week. We're not, like I said, you're not stopping any rooms this week. You're just hoping that you can bleed your opponent of resources depending on what they put on defense. And in this case, I'm muddying it up a little bit because I'm going to put Superior 6 on defense, and I have Secret Defenders. So that's going to leave a pretty good sized hole in my offense. But like I said, I this week I wanted to mix it up a little bit instead of sit back and wait for it. I'd rather blitz and go after the quarterback per se than just sit back and wait for Tom Brady to pick me apart. If anybody knows any football references. All right, and so in stage 6, what I have here in stage 6 is I left off purposefully Black Cat so I can use her on offense. She has been proven to do a really good job in stunning some pretty important characters on offense and making wins more efficient that I've seen. So, and with Secret Defenders, I mean, they are still Secret Defenders. That is still Robbie. You can't really just come in here with nothing. Of course, New Warriors, you expect that somebody will use New Warriors. But hopefully, with the 2 pre-taunters, I got Zombie Jugs there, and of course, Miss Marvel Highlight. With those 2, hopefully, if somebody comes with New Warriors, Gwen Poole is going to do her thing, and she's going to, flip one or not. Sometimes she can't. Flip one of the taunts. Hopefully one is still remaining. So if Firestar comes in there and does the rewind, he doesn't necessarily rewind Nova, which is why I have Nova placed in the middle. And afterwards, hopefully Nova can put a good stun on somebody important. That is the hope, So, and hopefully that person doesn't have evade. So, but like I said, we're not stopping anybody this season. We're just trying to mix it up, make my opponent think. Hopefully, use a team that they need in another room, in this room, and then hopefully on that other room they have no really good options, and then maybe they can get stuck on 1 or 2 battles, or have a more inefficient battle because they don't have the team that they're used to playing in that other room. So that's what I am hoping for. So that being said, that is my defense for this round. I almost always change defenses between trials. So this will not be the defense that I end up with, most likely. But we'll see how we do this round. Looks like my opponents are pretty thick. Let's take a look at what we have to attack on with Xeno, since the time just turned over, and we have now our attacks available to take a look. So, let's see what we have. Maybe bust out some attacks here. Alright, room 1. We have Unlimited X minus Sunfire with Phoenix. I have a good idea of how I'm going to play that because I ran that defense a couple of times. Like I said, I did several of these room 1, room 3 X-Men split up counters defenses, and I've done pretty much most combinations that are worthy of doing in both rooms, much like many other people are. And so in that room 1, obviously Masters of Evil is an option. Not certain yet. Let's take a look at everything else we have. Room 2, we have Pegasus on defense, which lets me know that even my opponent doesn't have Spider Society, which I don't think that's probable since they're rated so high, or their TCP is high. Chances are they're going to use it on offense against my Spider Society to conserve scroll, and so they can use scroll in another room, which is probably really good and favorable to him because he's got an extra weapon there on offense with my heavier defense. So this is not looking good already. But room 3 there, you got Extreme Jugs. Yep, Extreme Jugs, and that room can catch most people off. Hopefully I can. I have enough resources to go after this team. Like I said, my Superior 6 is now on defense. You'd like that one of these rooms might have been an option for those rooms. And here on room 4, we have just your standard out of time team, your full out of time team, which there's a lot of options for that. So thankful for that. That's going to help me out a little bit. And in the Infinity Watch, that's also going to help me out. All else goes wrong, I still have Pegasus on offense. I can just use it against that. I took Nova away, so that was Nova's a pretty good option against Infinity Watch and a couple of different combinations with Tangled Web and Eternals, and so Eternal Tangled Web. So that's like I said, I thought about that. I thought, hey, if I run into Infinity Watch, I'll have Pegasus. Worst case scenario, I also have my Infinity Watch, right? Oh, let's see here. And in Crossroads, room 6 here, you have your combination here that is meant to prevent one from using New Warriors 5, which is you got Morgan Le Fay, Dorm, and Secret Defenders there. So we've seen that. It's a pretty popular combo this season. And we'll just have to think about these options, and catch me in the next video after I do my attacks, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. NovaDESTRUCTZero.